5 days after Ebby disappeared, her car was found in a park approximately 3 miles from our house.
While searching the park on Saturday morning, Trevor and I met the individual that had called the car in several times that week. This individual gave us the name of the security guard that patrolled that park. The security guard has given a recorded statement that he had seen Ebby in her car and some other individuals at that park numerous times prior to her disappearance. He also told our private investigator that he had seen that car earlier in the week. He called the police department to come out and take a look at it on Wednesday. He waited for 2 hours. They never showed up. The police did not find the car until 2 days later when a neighbor called the car in as abandoned.
All of her things were in the car. Her purse, her phone, all her clothes, her makeup was thrown around the car, broken. She spent a lot of money on makeup. She was a makeup artist. She would have never left her makeup. They also found her contact lens case. Ebby goes nowhere without contact lens because she can't see. That told me immediately someone had taken her.
Okay, now let me back up to right before this car was found, and I know that's what caused you to think, okay, she's been taken, right? Because you say she would never leave without those things.
She would never leave those things. Ebby didn't run away. Her car was in her name. The name was on the title. She could have driven herself away.
Right. Okay, but before this, she doesn't show up to meet you. She says, we're going to go to the police station and report this, right?
She was supposed to stay at her grandparents until I called her to meet me. She had stated in a text message to me that she wanted to meet in person to discuss what had happened and go to the police station. She did not want to do it at her grandparents' house because she didn't want them to know what had happened.
Okay, and so you were going to call her when you're leaving?
Yes.
Okay, so you do that, and they say she's gone to meet you.
When I reached out to her, I sent her a text message to let her know that I was on my way, and she never responded from my text messaging. I called over to her grandparents' house to see if she was there, and she said that they told me that she had left around 8 o'clock that night, and she had told them she was going to meet me, that she would be back shortly.
But you hadn't told her where to meet yet, so.
We had never arranged a place to meet, a time, or anything.
Then, on Sunday at 5:30 p.m., Trevor calls her. She doesn't answer, but she calls him right back, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and he says she sounds disoriented and claims she's lost. But then she says she's actually parked right in front of Trevor's house.
Right.
Well, so he calls her the first time to find out where, reaching out for her to find her. She calls him right back and he says, hey, where are you? She says, I'm outside your house. He says, oh, okay, I'll be right out. He hangs up and goes outside. She's not there. He calls her back a second time. She answers this time, and it's about a 4-minute conversation of where he's trying to determine where she is and what's going on. She tells him that she's in her car, she doesn't know where she is, and that she's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
He gets off of the phone after he ends that conversation to call me to see if I can track her through the Find My iPhone application, in which I could not.
So that was the last phone call with her, and it lasted about 4 minutes.
Yes. I asked Trevor, was she drunk or high? And he said no. She wasn't slurring her words, but she did not know where she was.
Okay, so she was in some altered state of consciousness.
Yes. In a state that she'd never been in before.
Okay, now, when they find her car, the car had been left running.
Yes.
And it had run out of gas. The battery was dead, so it had been sitting there long enough for the battery to go dead, and all of her personal belongings were there. So it sounds as though she had been snatched right out of the driver's seat. I mean, who would not turn their car off, right?
I know.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.